recent presidential Medal of Honor, Medal of Freedom recipient Rush Limbaugh gave his take on how a rivalry would play out between you-know-who and the openly gay candidate Pete Buttigieg. Take a look.
Okay, how's this going to look? 37-year-old gay guy kissing his husband on stage next to Mr. Man, Donald Trump. What's going to happen there? And they got to be looking at that, and they've got to be saying that despite all the great progress and despite all the great wokeness and despite all the great ground that's been covered, America's still not ready to elect a gay guy kissing his husband on the debate stage president.
Okay.
Well,
anybody want to start?
He seems to be dreaming of that day when he'll see two gay guys kissing. Did they have the part in there about how he says next to the man's man or something?
Yeah, the man.
Yeah.
The man, who meaning Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Well, first off, Buttigieg, he served in the military bravely for his country. The man got out with a deferment because he had bone spurs. And Rush Limbaugh, do you know how he got out of the Army?
No, do tell.
He had a cyst on his butt.
No, really? What do you...
That is a fact. That is a fact. He had a cyst on his behind.
I'm sorry, did you say he has a booty cyst?
He got a booty cyst.
He had a booty cyst.
I don't understand about the booty cyst.
That can't be real.
It's true.
He couldn't sit down, I guess.
No, can't
because he had a booty cyst.
Yeah.
That's almost as good as Ted Nugent pretending to be crazy to get out of it. He famously
But
pretended to be.
these two manly men can't go to the Army.
But butt cyst.
And because of a butt cyst.
But
and bone spurs, and they're calling, and
but
they're worried
even
about
if he was
Pete
trying to
Buttigieg.
make a point about electability, why does that have to, what does it have to do with Pete's sexuality? I mean, this guy has the Presidential Medal of Freedom, but spent his whole career telling people how they can't have the freedoms. You can't be a gay man if you want to in America. This is America. This is why people come, so they can be who they are.
Yeah.
That's the country.
I think the thing he was clumsily trying to say, and I don't agree with the way he executed what he was trying to say, is there's actually a term in politics where a person will say one thing to a pollster calling, say, would you vote for a Muslim? Would you vote for a gay person? Would you vote for... And people say one thing and tend to vote differently.
Right.
And so I think the issue he's bringing up is, in Iowa, when Mayor Pete came on, we showed the video of a woman who had caucused for him and then said, oh, God, he's gay. I want my caucus vote back, or whatever they caucus, whatever.
Right.
And I think that it is the question for him, how evolved we are as a country. I think the average American probably doesn't care, and I think there are statistics to show how far we've come, specifically on gay marriage. I would actually argue his age hurts him a lot more than him being gay. I think if he were single, it would hurt, but this is a man who is married, has been married for,
But that's the part that they don't like, the evangelicals. I was reading that somebody said this, that he'd be better off if he wasn't married. Because the marriage sort of makes
people more
even
comfortable,
more gay
actually,
somehow.
because I think we would have a first spouse in office, a first gentleman, and I think it's a very important role to have a first lady or first gentleman in the White House. So at least for me, I'm more comfortable with the fact.
And didn't they say about Barack Obama, we can't see a black man in the White House?
That's what I was just. No, it's fine. That's what I was just going to say. I mean, they said repeatedly that we would never, as a country, elect a black man. And we elected a black man not once but twice.
Yeah.
So
so it could happen.
Right. So, I think this argument that Rush Limbaugh is making is ridiculous. But I think what it does show is that he is woefully deficient in terms of having been selected to be a presidential Medal of Freedom recipient.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it shows.
That's a joke.
I mean,
the fact that this president chose him. But the fact that he chose him as this president chose him.
Don't you think he did that just to stick it to Democrats, like some kind of
rabble-rousing, but for his base?
I think it shows who this president is.
Well,
we've seen it.
We know that. But can I just read you a couple of quotes? Because people talk about the measure of man. Joe Biden said, my dad always said, champ, a measure of a man is not how often he's knocked down, but how quickly he gets up.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling says, if you want to see the true measure of a man, watch how he treats his inferiors, not his equals.
Can we put woman in this too? Measure of people? I mean...
Well, this is specific because he spoke about man.
But men.
So
about men.
Robert South said, if there be any truer measure of a man than by what he does, it must be by what he gives. There are many measures of a man, and none of these have anything to do with their sexuality.
Yeah.
Not one thing in any of the culture, because I went looking. So just rush. This one, nobody's buying it, okay? Stop trying to start more poo.